Hey, you. Yes, you with the moist grass on your bare legs. This is a new year and a new podcast. I'm asking you to join me in some changes made just for you. I want listeners to join the new Facebook group for Aussie Lawn Stars, so you can give me feedback on existing episodes and content ideas for more episodes. But more importantly, it's a place you can ask questions. The simple questions may get answered by members in the group already, much like you would find in any community group. But the questions will fuel and feed future episodes. More importantly, if you ask a question in the group or on the YouTube comments section, you may get sucked into the dungeon where your question and you become a feature episode. In short, join Aussie Lawn Stars on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram to participate and engage with me directly and other listeners who want to help or be helped. One of the things that comes up all the time when talking to different businesses about marketing for lawn care and repeat business is do you pay dollars to Google or Facebook or those sort of places for paid advertising, or do you only go word of mouth?
The local community around here's got a little monthly newsletter. I've got about two line ad in that for $50 a year.
Nice.
And another chunk of my business has got a paper that costs me $200 plus GST a year.
Yeah, okay.
And that ad of that paper, it was more done because I've been mowing around there for so long that people lose my card, they lose my phone number.
Yep.
And customers were saying, dude, I've been trying to get hold, you keep mowing the lawn, but I don't know where to get hold of it.
Yeah.
That was back back when I was still, must have been when I was still on paper invoices or something. I don't know, but they were moaning that they couldn't get hold of me. So I stuck this little 2-line ad in that paper. Yep. And I get the odd job out of that. I've got some real mint customers out of that.
Yeah,
so
okay.
that pays its own way. And so, there's all of about, I think, $280 a year, including GST, is what I spend on marketing. Yep. And the rest of it's just word of mouth referrals, which, I find just... I remember I was listening to one of your guys, I think he was in Sydney or somewhere, a gardener, real hard out, top end gardener.
That's in Newcastle.
Is it? He said that when people ring him, he just shuts his mouth and lets them talk. Because he said by the time they've found his phone number and rung him, they've already made up their mind that they want him.
Yeah.
So if he says too much, it's just going to be downhill, He can stuff it up. So you've really just got to shut your mouth and just go along with what they want. Yep. Oh, yep, I'll have a look at that. No problem.
That's right.
And then done.
And then he hits them with $175 an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm sort of doing things his way. I was like, that's the one. That's sort of how I do it. I try not to talk to them. Don't like getting too chatty with them because they're not ringing up to make a friend.
Yeah.
They're ringing up because their lawn, they can't cope with their lawn anymore. That's why they're ringing me.
They need you, or they're sick of the current person that's not doing what they need.
Yeah, well, that most of the area where those people ring me, there's about 5 lawn mowing guys around there, and they're all top notch, all really good too. It's pretty seldom if somebody rings up going, Richie's guys are doing it and they're not doing a very good job, I know she's a whinger. I don't want her because I know those guys and they do a better job than I do. The last one of those, he said, I'm not happy. I'm like, I'll pop in and have a look at it, but Richie does a pretty good job, lady. I'm going to be hard pressed to beat what he does, but I'll happily pop in and meet you.
Yeah.
And so, I sort of, to me, by the time they go to the trouble of finding my number, I've usually been mowing their neighbour's lawn or one across the street or their mate's lawn, and they're around there having a barbecue or something. And it's just a matter of giving them a half-decent price, get an email address off them for the bill, and they're into the system, done.
Perfect. So it really does come down to word of mouth when it comes to that. Like they'll either find your phone number in the local newspaper or through their neighbours or an existing customer, a friend of family, whatever it is. But yeah, the trust is already there before they even say hello.
Yeah, to some extent, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think
compare that to like we've had over the years, you get the occasional lead come through the office from Greenacres,
okay.
and the you notice straight away the word of mouth customers are, like I say, I've only just got to shut my mouth and basically get an email address off them, really,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the job done. Whereas,
Yep.
like one of these other ones that come through the office, I was trying to work out where she was coming from. She had a big lifestyle block at Whitford, like huge, couple of hours job sort of thing,
Yeah.
and she wanted a quote, but she didn't want a quote, like reading between the lines. Got
Yeah.
chatting to her. Turns out she's the property manager for this estate, this big top end estate,
Yeah.
and the mower was stuffed, and she was trying to make the case to the owner for a new mower, and she wanted to know how much a contractor would charge.
So she wasn't going to give you the work. She just wanted to go back to.
I was never gonna get the job. So she'd run Green Acres because we're the big name in mowing.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, well, good on you. And I gave her a rough, I had a quick look on Google Earth and then sent her, you'd probably be up for around about this, but I can't really say with her. And she's not, that's fine. That's all I needed. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say.
Yep. Thank you.
And
See
then
you later.
there was another one up the road that came through the office and quoted for fortnightly. And when I do all my quotes, I put in writing that to mow it fortnightly, I will charge blah 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 plus GST per fortnight.
Yep.
They accept the quote, mow it once. Oh, 3 weekly, please. But you accepted
Yeah.
the quote. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you not read the quote? Yeah. But we want it done 3 weekly. I didn't quote me. and I think they stayed with me for a couple of years before they sold it, and it was just a struggle the whole way through. So
Yeah.
so it's well worth putting the work in to get a good name for yourself and just get those ones that ring up. And when I know when I'm driving, I do not answer phone calls to strange numbers.
Yep.
Will not. I will wait until I stop. And if they've left a message, I'll listen to the message,
Yep.
figure out what they want, and then
Yeah.
I'll ring them back when there's no cars whizzing by my window and no dog barking or a lawnmower going or anything, and I can give them my full attention
That's smart.
and think about. Other guys say what works for them is Bluetooth earmuffs and all that, and as soon as the phone rings, bang, you answer. I prefer to think about what I'm going to say before I talk to them, so I don't put my foot in it.
Yeah.
Because you got to get that first impression, eh?
Well, that's very very smart because it's so easy to put your foot in it, isn't it?
Like I'll ring them back probably within about a minute,
Yeah.
1 to 2 minutes. You got to ring them back while the phone's still in their hand, pretty much.
Yeah.
But you got to just take that. Or I find for me, I have to take that moment to just think before I speak
Yep.
because I'm a great one for saying dumb things and then blowing the job.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
face there's Facebook, which some people rave about. Some people get a lot of work off there. I've
Yeah.
followed up on a few. Every now and then something comes through the local Facebook howling that their mower's broken and they need a mower man.
Yeah.
It'll happen like it's really dry at the moment. It'll give it about we had 2 inches of rain last night, so give it about probably 10 days. After this weekend coming, everyone's mowers will be blowing up.
Yep.
And probably about a week after that, they'll decide stuff this. I haven't got time. We're going to get someone to do it. So the phone will
So you,
start going, or Facebook will start lighting up with all these people. And
yeah.
I've found it very, very, very hit and miss. A lot of them,
Yeah.
if I get on there and there's already about 5 different cowboys been recommended, I just won't touch it.
Fair enough.
One of them, for a while there, because my Facebook's got a non-diploma, or whatever you call it, my dog's name. I used to just say, "Oh, you have a look in the local rag. There's a couple of guys advertised there." That never got me anywhere either.
Yeah.
Couple of times, customers were PMing the person without putting a post up, recommending me, which
Okay.
that
Yeah.
was good. That was good. I think I might have got one out of that, one okay line out of that. But then there's about a year or so ago, somebody was over in Araremu. This lady puts a post up saying, "Does anyone know of a reliable lawnmower man around this area?" And so I just
Yep.
put my name and phone number there. Didn't say anything else. And then 2 of my customers straight away backed me up, saying, "Yes, he's the guy to ring. He is super reliable and nice to deal with. You won't regret it." And I'm like, "Oh, now I've got to, I've actually
Yeah.
got to
Now,
got
now
these
that
other
now that's
people's."
become word of mouth.
Yeah, she's my best customer. Turned out to be my best customer for that day. She's a lovely lady, and yeah, I make good
Yeah,
money off
I
her lawn.
found
She
that you
pays at the
you
speed
get
of light.
one like that from Facebook that's worthwhile compared to a lot of really rubbish ones.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but
it's worth
that
getting.
one, no one else. It might have been in winter or something, because no one else had replied. No other lawnies were around. They all sort of disappear in the winter around here.
Yeah.
And about October, November, they all come out of the cracks. All these rural cowboys.
That
There's
seems to be the
one.
case everywhere. When
There's basically 3 of us around this area. My mate Bruce up the road, he's a fantastic dude. He's super helpful, but his smallest mower is 60 inches wide.
Yep.
So he does that, and he does tractor mowing. You
So
see,
he's only
so
interested in doing the acreage work and the
big
slashing.
stuff, and I can't beat him on price on the big stuff. There's no
Yeah,
way.
of
But
course.
what happens is big stuff that you need a tractor for. I'm flicking through to him. And if he looks at jobs and he can't get his 60-inch mower through a gateway, he gives them my number.
Yep.
And
Fair enough.
I've got a lot of work of him around here. He's a good dude. And the other guy works out at the steel mill 5 days a week, and he takes a couple of days off once a fortnight to come and mow all his lawns still. I don't know what he's up to. But he's a good guy. But he doesn't. He said to me he doesn't want to get busy. He's just 2 days a fortnight maximum. So I don't really have to worry about him either. He does a good job, and he's a nice guy. They're lovely people, so I haven't got a problem with him getting work at all.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
uses the same gear as I do, so
yeah.
yeah.
Even the L300.
Nah, he's got an even worse. He's got a Ford Ranger. It's about a 1990 something.
Ah, boy, Ford Rangers. Can't trust them.
Oh, the 1990s one seemed to be okay.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Yeah, Google. There's Google. I've actually got a presence on Google, which I set up thinking, trying to target more commercial work. The commercial marketing to commercial stuff is hard, man. It's a hard nut to crack.
Yeah, I get people
And
asking me that one all the time, and it's like build your reputation. Just go build your reputation. Don't bother.
presence, all the commercial stuff I've got because I was probably in their shop buying something, and they're like, "Oh, you mow lawns? Yeah, have a look at ours, would you?" Sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
You don't. They'll put up with their lawn looking terrible for years until they bump into someone that can help them.
yep. That's right.
Um, but I set up this Google thing, and right on the edge of Papakura, there's a strip of real high end lifestyle blocks at Ardmore, right beside not far from Ardmore Airport, and I get this text message saying, please quote blah, blah, blah address, and then a picture comes through. And I'm like, well, you've only sent me the picture of the roadside lady. What about the rest of the lawn? No, that's all we want done. We can mow our lawn, but the roadside's steep. We need someone
No.
else to do that.
Yep.
So I priced it at a price that's really good for me.
Yeah.
And got it. And I've been mowing it for a year or two, and I hadn't even met the people. They're really, really quiet, shy people, but they pay. I'm thinking, this is just weird. And then I bumped into her one day, and she was saying thank you and all that. And I said to her, I have to ask, where'd you get my number? And she says, Google. Oh, okay. Maybe I need to do more with Google. And she says, well, because of where we are, the lawn mowing guys in Papakura that use small gear weren't interested in coming out. But because we're so far away from Clevedon's the big area for ride-on lawns around here, the Clevedon guys weren't interested in coming to Ardmore. So they're right in that little zone between.
So they just searched for something in your area, and
yeah. Oh, I've done Google searches myself, and my name never comes up. So I don't know how it all works. But
yeah,
I think I set it up as commercial and residential lawn mowing and weed spraying, because that's what I was sort of targeting for trying to get the commercial stuff. And it popped up. I've got a photo of one of my customers' front lawns that come out nice, and but you can't. Yeah, I'm careful with stuff like that. You can't tell where it was taken or whose house it was. There's no house in the picture. It's just a lawn and a hedge.
Nah. That's the way. Efficiency is the thing that rules a business and the decisions you make as a small business owner. Right Mowers give you the options in their product lineup to match efficiency with size, fuel usage, and the type of jobs you want to target, from catching to mulching or side discharge, from roadside verges to acreages, and manicured lawns to 6 feet tall and super long. I've been using the Right Stander I 42-inch with a Catch Pro for manicured areas and the Stander ZK61 to maximise productivity for large open acreage mowing. If you need to replace your push mower, try the 32-inch Stander B. If you have more open access to residential properties, there's a 42 through to 48-inch option that suits you. And if you want to enter the acreage market, the 52, 61 and 72-inch machines have choices in engine size and model type to suit the work you want it to do. Right Standards go the distance, saving you time and money season after season.
One of my mates in Greenacres, he cold calls. He goes door knocking on the May. He says that works, but
yeah, look, I think when you do cold calls, your percentage that actually are interested are very low. So you can do it if you want to pay a marketing person or somebody else to actually chase the commercial work, and you want to go, all right, I'm going to get like 2 or 3 out of 100 actually return some interest, then go for it. But my approach has always been find out who the contact is within that commercial premises. So identify the one you want, find out who the contact is, find out whether you can get to that contact and start building a relationship with them.
Yeah, that's what my mate does. He doesn't leave there without a phone number or an email. So to get the facility manager's phone number or something.
Yeah, I've taken the approach of going, okay, I want to get to know that person. If they then see me as a person rather than just a stranger, the work's mine.
Aye.
It's easy done.
Oh, sweet. I remember that.
So, when you said you go into the shop and they're like, oh, you mow lawns? That's because they see you as a person instead of just a phone number. Yeah. So that's all you got to do is find the right people. Make sure that person who makes the decision sees you as a person that represents the lawn mowing business, and they'll be interested.
How do you open the conversation, though? Do you look and go, "Oh, are you happy with your lawn looking that bad?" Or sort of insult them?
Look, if your opening is a conversation about their lawn, you've lost them. But
really?
If you're in their presence buying something from them or at the golf course with them or whatever it is, like you find out where you can be in their presence without talking about lawns, once they know that you're there, that's when you can hit it.
Yes.
But if your opening is all about lawns, then you're just another salesperson.
Back in the day when I used to do a lot of hedge trimming, how I used to get it, like I'd be talking to a customer about something and they'd say, "Oh, what time do you think you're going to be here?" I'd say, "Oh, I've got a hedge in the morning and I'll be around after that."
Yeah.
You know, so they know I'm doing hedges, but I haven't pushed it on them.
Yeah,
So you
and that
just
way, yeah,
talk to them
yep,
and let them know what I do without actually trying to sales pitch them.
yeah. But the key there is the same as what I'm saying with the commercial premises is
Yeah,
you're already having a conversation with them. They're already talking to you. So when you mention hedges, they already trust you. So same commercial job. If they already know you, know your name, there's a level of trust there. And then when they recognise that, oh, you're Stephen and you do commercial lawn mowing and gardening, hey Stephen, I want to have a conversation with you about that.
two of the bigger commercial ones I've got were ones where I went into the shop and they looked straight out the window and saw my ride on the trailer.
Yeah.
We're like, "Oh, bro, you got a minute to give us a quote?" "Yeah, what's wrong with the other guy?" "Oh, dead or I don't know, whatever." They're looking for someone else. And yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. And they don't
Yeah.
look for anyone else, eh?
The amount of jobs that I've picked up where the old guy's dead. I'm sorry, it sounds morbid, but yeah, the old guy that used to mow it, he's gone.
Sounds grim. It'll be me one day.
Well, happens to us all,
My
right?
biggest customer I got indirectly from a flyer drop, believe it or
Yeah.
not.
Okay.
That's not
Yeah.
not a commercial. That's doing beach houses.
See
Back
that's the
in
kind of customer that is real hit and miss. Like you get probably 2 or 3 inquiries out of 100 from a flyer drop.
back in the day, when I started, we used to have these. They used to have like every month or two. They'd have a breakfast meeting for Green Acres with guest speaker, like an accountant or a mechanic or someone. That sort of stuff. It was good,
Yeah.
and but they used to bring a box fulls of flyers, and they were like, "Knock yourselves out, mate. Just grab handfuls." So we were always, all us guys were always. You go home, first thing you do is get the big black vivid out and cross out the 0800 number and put your own number on there because you don't want to go. How's the office to know who put it in the letterbox?
Yeah.
But one day I was walking up the street, and what I'd do is if I had a quiet day, I'd just grab a couple of hundred flyers and go for a walk.
Yep.
And I'm walking up the street, and here's old mate. He's about 80, and he was pretty old. Must have been well into his 80s. He's out getting his mailbox, out of his mailbox, getting his mail.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, I might as well just give this to you. No point putting it in your mailbox." And he looks at it and goes, "Do you trim hedges?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I look up his property. He's got three. It's a half-acre property. Three sides of it are 6-foot high hedges.
Nice.
He said, "Give us a price. Give us a price." And did. Yep, done.
Yeah.
And then doing that for a year or so, and then he goes, "Oh, my neighbour wants you to do his front hedge while you're here next time as well."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, did that. Did that. I remember I was packing up from there, and he came out, and he rang his cousin that lived down the road,
Yeah.
and goes, "Yeah, no, he's good. He did a good job. Fair price, good job."
Yeah.
And then he gets off the phone and goes, I won't say his name, but my cousin at number blah 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 wants you to look at his lawn. Oh, okay.
Perfect.
So I go around there, gave him a mean deal on his lawn. Looking back, I was like, how did I do that for that price? But now I've been working for them 23 years. I'm like
Wow.
one of the family. At
Mm.
first, boy, they were like, how much is this? How much? How
Yeah.
much? How much? You give us a good price?
Mm.
Real cautious. Now, the flashiest house in that suburb I'm looking after, complete
Yeah.
property, man. And they were just like, "Stephen, you're here fortnightly doing the lawns. Over there, it's going to need weed spraying. The
Yep.
driveway's cobblestone, that needs keeping tidy. The hedges, anything you see, just do it. Don't rip us off. You know the deal, Stephen. Because if you rip us off, you lose the whole job. You lose
Yeah.
everything. We're looking
Yeah.
after 4 properties for them now.
Awesome.
One of them's coming to an end in a couple of weeks, so it'll only be 3. That's all right.
Yeah. Yep.
And
So good.
the amount of trust they put in that's a property, must be $3 to $4 million property.
Yeah.
And they're just like, go for your life, send us a bill. Yeah. And the level of trust they're putting in me is just phenomenal, man. And I do it, and I'm like, I just can't stuff it up. So every time I'm there, I'm like trying real hard, do a perfect job, do it fast so I can make $1 out of it and without overcharging. Because if you overcharge them, you're down the road. They're not stupid.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the pricing right. Do it right.
And then, yeah, it blows my mind. Another place I know is a big horse stud. That I don't know. That must be multi-million-dollar as well. And that, again, word of mouth. And they just put their trust in me, and I'm like, dude, it gets a bit spooky. Gets a bit scary sometimes, Just
Yeah.
the amount of if you stop and think about it for too much.
Yep. Yeah. The amount of
But
trust that they're putting in you.
Them, it was probably 2.5, 3 years before they were always friendly, but it was probably not. It was probably 2.5, 3 years before they were actually like friendly, like Yeah. And you can't take it for granted, eh? You just can't
But
take that sort of. Yeah. And I
that's
guess
it.
that's why I get my work.
Some of them, the relationship will take 2 or 3 years before you get to that point where you know that the trust is actually there. That's the way it goes.
And you can't take it for granted, eh? But then, like I
Definitely
said,
not.
I think that's how I get my work, because I do not. That's my marketing. Is I don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is one text message, and I'm gone from there.
Yep. That's it.
They're
Yeah.
hard to replace. Yeah. So that's my marketing. There's not a lot of it goes on, but yeah.
Perfect. Cool.
Oh well,
Well,
I better get to bed, man. It's 11 o'clock.
all right.
That's
I
all
will
right.
stop the recording.
Thank you for listening to Aussie Lawn Stars. Please remember to rate and review the show on the Apple Podcasts app or the player you use. Exciting new shows are released every Monday. Make sure you follow or subscribe to hear the next episode.